everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road with a dead end.
Oh, hello. I hate to turn the guys down. Ridgetop Ramblers, man, I got my bluegrass on this weekend at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. And love talking about those guys. Got to see a few of them out there. And Jeff's coming back around. He's just doing great. They're going to be at Jerusalem Ridge. They're going to be able to perform there. They didn't get to perform because they've had some health issues, and so we're excited that they're going to be able to get back out there and start playing. But a couple of them, David and Ed, sat in with, and oh my goodness, I'm just completely, you know how you just all of a sudden, Kaleb Stratton's in here, no. And I went blank for Elaine Roy. And so they sat in with her, and so we got to hear a little bit from them, but it was such a great, great time. And we hope that you came out, and if you missed it, well, it'll be again next year. And there's all kinds of great bluegrass and stuff around. I mean, there's all kinds of great festivals. I always meet so many cool people when I go out to those things. It's just so neat, so neat, so neat. And before we get too far into this morning, oh, happy birthday, Anderson, my baby grand girl.
Oh,
she is 6 today. Yeah,
not so much a baby anymore.
Yeah, she's 6. And so Anderson, happy birthday. And AK, as we call her. And but she is 6 years old today, and we'll hopefully get to see them. We've got graduation at Greenbrier tonight.
Oh.
So we got to do that, and then we've got a baseball tournament game starting at 7:30, so we'll be late. We're really hoping theirs goes late because there's a game right before it. So we're going to get down there, and it's busy, but it's good. It's summer, and are you out on the boat?
We have been a little bit, but it'll fire out this weekend with Memorial Day weekend.
Memorial Day weekend, here we go.
Kaleb
Stratton.
It'll fire up.
That's his favorite time. He just loves it. He's so excited. He's so excited. Don't you let him tell you any different. And I'll tell you, my husband, for all of y'all who don't know, is a criminal justice teacher, one of the criminal justice teachers over at Springfield. And it's so fun because you brought the boat out, and the kids loved it.
Yeah.
They loved it. They were like,
did.
"Take my picture."
Yeah.
And I love doing stuff like that with the kids. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I've got something for you. Mark came up with this idea, and I absolutely love it. I brought some of my students out for a field trip on Friday to my house.
Yep.
And we originally were going to have Barry Richards come out and do some drone instruction. Well, that was the day of the Kilgore Fest. We ended up having to reschedule because our transportation didn't work out when we were going to do it earlier in the semester. Well, so nonetheless, I couldn't call Barry on Friday because he was getting ready for the festival, and he's one of the main people. He's on the board, so he was super busy. So we just went out, and I told him, I said, go out and play around, take some pictures, and play with lighting and things like that. But Mark said, what if we do this again and we come out here and set up a crime scene that my students can come and investigate, and y'all can be the media?
Oh, yeah.
You need to come out for that.
Yeah.
That'd be something you could come help us with, right?
We could make all kinds of crime scene stuff
Wouldn't
out
that
there.
be fun?
Yeah.
I just think that sounds like a great idea. And
That
I'm
would
going to
be
talk
cool,
to
yeah.
Mr. Miller at Greenbrier and see if he wants in on it, and talk to Mr. Reagan over at Springfield to see if his AV kids want in on it. So we could end up having 100, 150 kids out there.
Oh, goodness.
Well, but they got to meet the criteria to go on a field trip.
Right.
And that means you got to show up, and you got to make decent grades. So I mean, it's not going to be just every kid, but it could be a pile of kids.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be fun?
It would be cool.
And we need to get a church to sponsor and feed them. But I made hot dogs for my crew on Friday, but man, I don't think I could do many more than about 30 kids. It gets expensive.
Yeah,
That's about what I had out there, about 25, 30 kids.
Yeah.
One
would be cool.
Yeah, one that was whining he didn't like hot dogs. I'm like, I'm sorry I didn't have something else for you to eat. And his friend goes, he ate 3, Miss Vivio. I was like, guess you don't dislike hot dogs that much. But anyway, Kaleb Stratton's in the house, and okay, he is my brain is so fried, Kaleb.
Hey, it's the end of school year. I get it.
Yeah, he is our district sergeant.
You got it. There you go. See?
All right. See, I started to say something else. I was like, no, he's district sergeant. And my brain is fried. We had the semester review newscast that we put together, and I've got to come up with a better way to do this. This is when I first had this idea. I thought, this is just such a great idea. And we've done probably about 6 of them now. We do them at the end of the semester. Oh, they're just gotten to be just too much trying to get it all together. And it's just because the kids are busy. So I end up having to do a lot of the gathering and putting it together. And I was up until 1 a.m. trying to finish that thing this morning, and it's posted. Could have had a lot more images in it, but I was just like, I'm just got to step away. I'm done. I'm out. It was 25 minutes long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because, it's like sports and CTE and as much academic as I can get people to send me, Right. But and then I stepped back and I realized things we forgot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but anyway, what have you got going on? What do you want to talk about today? It's your time. And I'm just running my mouth.
That's all right. That's what I'm here for. I like hearing what's going on too. Like you said, just boating season starting. There's a lot of, we're already starting to see a lot of turkey poult, so baby turkeys are out and a lot of baby deer. So the PSA to don't touch them, don't mess with them, they're not injured or abandoned, So especially the deer, the turkeys are going to be with the big turkeys, the parents, the hens.
Okay.
But, the deer, we're already having people pick up phones because they see one laying down and they pick it up and they take it home because they think the mom's abandoned it and it hasn't. So it's very normal for the mom to leave that deer alone for hours or even a day at a time.
Really?
Because
so don't touch them.
Yeah. Well, I tell people if you really want to go up there and pet it and look at it, that's fine. You can do that. It's not going to hurt anything. That's a wives' tale about you touch it, the mom won't come back. Okay. But what we do though is we do leave scent on it because those babies, they really don't have scent. And I know that sounds weird, but when their mom comes back, the mom will leave scent, and then the coyotes and the predators know where they're at. So they will purposely not go up to them when they're babies for a while. Only to feed them, and then that's it, and then they'll go back away. So they'll get up around our houses a lot. They'll get in our bushes. They'll sometimes just out in the middle of the yard. So just leave them alone. Leave them alone. Like I said, it could be hours or a day that thing can lay there. But mom knows where it's at, and it knows where mom's at. So just leave it alone. Biggest thing.
Really?
Every year, people pick these things up, and they try to raise them, which is illegal as well. Okay. And even if it is injured, then you would call us. And we don't rehabilitate deer in Tennessee anymore. They passed a law a couple years ago to where you can't rehabilitate deer. So every deer we have to unfortunately put down. So that's just how it works.
Girl, I understand that. I've had times, I'm not going to, people and their dogs. I'm one of these people. I'm not going to spend $5,000 on my dog
to fix a dog.
I'm sorry, and I love my dogs. I do, but they're dogs, and so I guess if I had deep enough pockets and I had all that money and wanted to, more power to you. But that's not the way I roll. Yeah. So, but I do take very good care of my dogs, but I don't go overboard with that kind of stuff. So I get that. I totally get that. But people want to, I would pick up a deer. I would. That's something I could see me doing.
We're kind-hearted. When we see stuff and we feel sorry for them and we think they're hurt, or even sometimes when animals are hurt, they're fine. Animals don't have doctors like we do. Animals can't go get medical care like we can. Right. But they're extremely resilient animals. Yes. All of them are. They're wild animals. They're made to survive. And they may be uncomfortable for a couple weeks, but they're going to survive more than likely. And if they don't, there's a whole circle of life out there because everything's got to eat. When we go out there and we help remove something like that, then a coyote or a buzzard or something's not eating, So it's like a circle of life.
The eagles are scavengers.
Everybody loves their eagles, right? Yeah. Everybody loves their eagles, so that's a good one because they're scavengers, and that's what they do. So when we're taking that food source away from them, they're not getting to eat that. So interesting.
And I would be one that would pick up a deer because I'm good at rehabbing animals. Mm-hmm. And because I take my dogs to the vet when they absolutely need to go, but I can do an awful lot myself. And because I grew up taking care of hogs. Right. My brother, he'll say that, really, LaVern, how much time did you spend in the barns? Because he's the farmer, And when I was in FFA, though, and I did all the things, and I learned a lot. I just grew up with it. And so, so I could totally see me picking up a deer thinking, I will save you,
And I'm not saying
because I'm going to try. Let's not talk about putting a dog down. I'm going to do my best to save it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try my best. But if it comes right down to it and somebody's wanting to charge me thousands and thousands of dollars, no. Yeah, we're not going to do that. But nonetheless, can I ask a random question? What's the O on your hat? TWO.
Tennessee Wildlife Officer Association.
Officer Association.
Yeah. It's just our association. Yeah.
Okay, because that's new. I was like, what?
It's a new logo hat. Yeah.
Okay. What's in the center of that hat? I mean, I'm just intrigued.
It's got ducks, an anchor, a boat anchor, and then the
I see the deer and the ducks, but I couldn't figure out the boat anchor.
Yeah, the boat anchor. Yeah, for Middle Tennessee, we got lots of boating.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah. I was just. I've been so distracted by your hat ever since you sat down.
Oh, you should ask. Yeah.
That's why I did. Because if I don't, I'm going to be distracted by the hat the entire time I'm sitting here.
Yeah, we're Tennessee Wildlife Officer Association. So we have just like, everybody has an association just about, like Teachers Association, stuff like that, or is it TEA, I think? Tennessee,
something like that.
So there's everybody, and so ours has been around since the 80s, I believe, and
and it's on your shirt now. If I could just look,
I got it on my shirt. I'm wearing my little pullover today.
There you go. You're all decked out.
Our Tennessee Wildlife Officer Association, they really help our officers out, and we help employ a lobbyist, to help us with stuff, and just the agency in general. And
very good.
We have a magazine. It's our Tennessee Wildlife Officer Association magazine that gets sent out 3 times a year, and we have a company that sells ads for us, Brent White West Publishing out in there in Phoenix, Arizona. But they sell ads for our magazine. That's how we raise money for all these events that we have, like the Free Fishing Days coming up actually next weekend. I think it's June the 6th. So
say that one more time.
I think June the 6th. Is that I believe that's Saturday.
I'll tell you in just about 2 seconds.
June the 6th is so you got Free Fishing Week, but the Free Fishing Day where all the events are going to be held, and Travis Price will have that one down there on June the 6th.
Yeah.
So
it is on a Saturday, June the 6th.
We just help fund, or our association helps fund those events, and all kinds of events throughout the state, all kinds of stuff. So anyway.
Well, and Paul has put up a question. My friend Paul Rainey, he says, "Remind me what you're looking for in a boat when you stop someone." A boat that's over 16 foot. So what are you watching for? I guess what he's saying is, what makes you think I need to pull that boat over? Is that what you're asking, Paul?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that, and then if you do get pulled over for a stop, he's asking like, what do we search for? So when you get pulled over in a car, the common things, the officer walks up, license, insurance, registration. Those are the 3 things they're looking for. They're also visually looking to see if you're wearing your seatbelt. So that's just another thing that they're looking for. And then obviously, no matter who you are when they stop, an officer is always going to look to see just what he can see in plain view, any drugs, anything, open containers, anything like that.
Right.
So it's a lot of the same thing, only with water it is a little bit different. So in Tennessee, game wardens have the authority to stop any boat for any reason at any time. Okay. And I say any reason, they don't have to have a reason to stop your boat. When you decide to operate a boat on Tennessee waterways, you're open for inspection, so we can stop you for no reason. Now, with that being said, we do not do that. That's just, in our opinion, that's just like an harassment. I mean, you're not going to stop somebody just for the heck of it.
I didn't want to say the H word, but it would be harassment.
Well, no, so we don't do that. We don't do that.
Exactly.
We always have probable cause on our stops. Okay. Most of the time, it's a registration violation. Where boats are either expired or their numbers are wrong. So it's like their license plate being wrong on your car because you got to have it in a certain way and in a certain area. But a lot of people don't like putting it on their boat because it makes it look ugly, they say. And so, but registration violations is one thing we'll stop for a lot. Life jackets, if we see somebody that's very young on a boat that doesn't have a life jacket on, because anybody under 13 has to have a life jacket on at all times while you're on a boat, while it's underway, if it's not anchored or moored or sitting at a dock. So anyway, we'll pull a vessel over, and same thing. We don't ask for insurance because you don't have to have insurance, but we ask for your boater education license if you have to have one. Anybody born after January 1st, 1989 has to have boater education. So we'll ask for that license. We'll ask for life jackets. So if there's 6 people on board, there has to be 6 life jackets. Those life jackets have to be in serviceable condition, so they have to be in good condition, not torn or ripped or anything like that. They have to be Coast Guard approved. And we're looking for a throwable device. So like the circle ring,
Right.
or some type of square throw cushion. It looks just like that pillow behind you. It's just a square throw cushion that you can throw to somebody if they're in trouble. Looking for a sound signaling device. So whether your horn works on your boat or a lot of people have just an air horn too.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
a lot of equipment.
Okay.
A fire extinguisher is a big
what
thing.
if you don't have some of those things? Are those considered have-tos? I mean, those are...
Yeah, it's all required
okay.
equipment. You can be cited. Every officer is different.
Okay.
A lot of times those are just warning citations, we call them. So you don't have to go to
Gotcha.
court. We just write a warning saying, hey, you need to have this stuff on here. It's for your benefit. It's for you to save somebody's life, or you to save your life if you need to.
Do me a favor. Roll through those one more time.
I will,
Because you may have gotten people's attention and they're like, okay, what did he say?
Well, and then there's something else too.
Them, yeah.
There's the I'll cut back through that. So anyway, we'll pull it over, or when we do make a stop, we're looking at number of life jackets, making sure everybody has life jackets.
Okay.
We're looking for boater education if you're required to have it, and we'll just ask that question. When were you born?
Remind them again if they're what's the age?
January 1st, 1989. Anybody born after January 1st, 1989.
Has to have boater education, so they'll have a certificate or they'll have like a license.
Their card, yep.
Okay.
And that's something we can also look up too, but you're required, just like your driver's license, you're required to carry it on your person. So, so life jackets, boater education, a throwable device, so something you can throw to help somebody if they're drowning.
So that could be like you said, the circle, or it could be a pillow. It could be either or.
Yes. Okay. It's a throwable.
Just as long as you got something you can throw that floats.
Right. It can't be a life jacket because life jackets aren't made. So it's either normally the circle rings like you would see like the SS Minnow, you remember?
Right. Oh yeah.
And or there's a lot of people. It's called a throw cushion, and it looks just like that square pillow.
Right.
It just floats.
Gotcha.
So we're looking for that. Fire extinguishers. Making sure you have a fire extinguisher. Every vessel has to have one, unless I know it gets more complicated. Unless you can take your gas tank and throw it off your boat, you got to have a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because some boats have these little gas cans that just sit in their boat and you throw them out. But I mean, if it's on fire, you're not going to touch it anyway. So it's always smart to have a fire extinguisher.
Sure. Okay.
And then the sound signaling device. So some type of mechanical means of sound, not you yelling, but either the horn needs to work on the boat or the air horn. That you can just buy one of those air horns that you take.
That you annoy people at the football
I was going to say that you're going to have them at graduation tonight. So
yeah.
One of those.
Better not have them at the Greenbrier graduation. We have a very formal, very strict graduation. Dr. Osborne will get you, But okay, well, very cool. And so, and that's the list then. Well, what is really interesting, you said if you're born after 89, that you have to have the education. And that means every one of my kids have to have it then. Because my twins were born in 91. So I wonder, I'm assuming, I know Jedediah's had it because he's had all kinds of military stuff.
Yeah, a lot of military.
Yeah, he's had all kinds of, crazy certifications over the years because of military. But I think the only reason he didn't get himself killed in car accidents and motorcycle accidents is because at least they trained him to drive crazy. But he's so much better now. Yeah, he's my knucklehead still. He was my knucklehead when he was a kid, and so he just got into all kinds of stuff. But I'm sorry, I digress. No, y'all can tell when I'm sleepy because I really spiral. I really do. But what do you want people to know as we're setting up for boating season kicking off? We're wrapping up hunting season. Are the hunting seasons over?
Turkey season still going on right now. Okay. It'll go through the weekend, I believe. So turkey season's still going. Lots of turkeys have been harvested this year.
Well, I'm telling you, there's been a bunch out there too.
Yeah, there has been. It's been good to see. And like I said, we're already having people seeing a lot of poults, which is early, but that's a good thing. So
and that's the babies.
The baby poults.
Yeah.
Normally I know we need rain. It looks like we'll get some this week, but a lot of times this springtime rain will flood our nest out pretty early. Yeah. So actually not having rain has helped us a little bit.
Yeah. I can't believe we're as dry as we are for the spring. Yeah. I mean, farmers, God bless you. Oof.
It's no, it is. It's a hard thing because you look at one thing, the wildlife. It's been good for the wildlife actually, as far as the babies go. But it hasn't been good for the farmers and hay crops, and because normally we try to ask farmers, please don't cut hay till later on in June, and you got farmers wanting to cut hay in April or May sometimes because it's getting so tall already. But we destroy so many turkey nests, so it's helped in that way because they're not cutting hay as early right now because they can't. Yeah, they have been. They cut it across the street from my house this weekend, but But like I said, a lot of those turkeys have already been born, so that's awesome. But at the same time, I like to eat. So
yeah, it's just it. And these farmers, be praying for them because I mean, you see that corn coming up and it's already burnt.
yeah.
I mean,
Starting to
that's
curl
not good. That's not good. So we need some rain. So hopefully we'll get it this week.
Chance of rain starting tomorrow night and all the way through next Tuesday.
That's
so
good.
hopefully it rains every day.
We need a good soaking this week, and it'll make everybody happy because we will be done with our graduations.
Yes.
And get them done. There's Jessica. She's coming in here at 7:30. But what do we need to make sure everybody knows before we run out of time? Because we've been kind of rambling because I've been rambling.
No, it's all right. Like I said, it's we got the Springfield Fishing Rodeo coming up. I don't know if you'll have Terry in or somebody before then, but somebody with the city, but they can talk about that. It's on the 6th.
I'll reach
It'll be June the 6th.
Yeah.
That's I tell Terry every year it's one of the biggest ones I think in the state, and they do a great job.
It is amazing.
I'm really proud of the city of Springfield because this used to be something that we just did, and the city really didn't do much. Not in a bad way. They just didn't have a big hand in it. And once Terry took over and saw what could happen, he really put his foot down and took it over.
It's incredible.
And has done really good.
Incredible.
His team that he has working for him, they do a great job.
Yes, they do.
They really do.
They really do. It's amazing. But I may try to get my grandson back out here. I don't know if I can book him now or not. He's so baseball, he's into so much baseball. They're playing tonight and
oh yeah, baseball's in full swing.
He's doing travel ball and all that.
Our travel soccer just ended, so I'm happy.
Oh, I bet you are. But well, anything else then that you just with the fishing rodeo coming up on June 6th, boating season officially going as of this weekend. He's gone through all the safety things that you need to make sure you have.
No offense, I always pray for rain every weekend from here through August. So
I hear you. Just to keep it calm. Well, but here's the thing: there's going to be bad things happen on the water, and it's just unfortunate. It's just working for as long as I did as a traffic reporter. It was just inevitable. I was going to hear somebody lose their life just about. I mean, back even when I was first starting, once a week we'd have a fatal, and now I mean it's just all the time. You have fatal accidents and. Just like Paul Rainey's on here, 41 years and, Nashville Fire.
Oh, and, wow. Yeah, he's seen a lot.
You bet. And all of you guys have. Oh, and can you, I don't know, who do we need to ask about the bank robbery the other day? That blew my mind. Yeah. You weren't even here, were you?
No, I was down in Nashville working, but I have no idea. I just know what I told you.
Yeah. Friday, we were headed over to my house on the bus from Greenbrier with the kiddos for a field trip. And I mean, every police officer around was flying past us. And we didn't know what was going on. So you're the one I messaged. I'm like, what's going on, Kaleb? Because I'm certainly not going to bother dispatch. But, and I know if you're busy, you're going to ignore me.
Oh no!
But you should. Yeah. You should. I know that I can text you, and if you're busy, you will just ignore me. So I thought, well, Kaleb will eventually tell me. And we were looking for Smoky Barnes. He didn't have anything on it.
Yeah.
I think he probably eventually did, but anyway. I
don't know if it was it wasn't like a.
Yeah, they got him right away.
A movie worthy bank robbery. I don't think.
Yeah, it was kind of like. You knucklehead? What are you thinking?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
So.
But anything else before we go?
Yeah, well, I was just looking. No, not really. We don't, just have a ton coming up. It's just it's springtime, so just, be careful, especially out there on the water. Wear a life jacket. Even if you're not required to wear one, wear one. The weather changes so quick. I did a kayaking safe today at Percy Priest on Saturday just to raise awareness, being seen. We've talked about wearing bright clothing while you're out there and, don't swim in the middle of the lake, swim close to shore, swim close to your boat. Don't get too far away. Just be seen.
Boats can't see if you get out there, guys.
Traffic accidents are one thing. Because normally when we're in a car, we're not recreating. We're just driving from one place to another. But when you're in a boat, you've gone out there with your family. You've gone out there to have a good day. And you don't want to go home missing somebody. So, go out there and have fun like you want to do, but, watch yourself and watch people around you, defense more than offense out there. So,
but you said you did a kayak safety training?
I just went and spoke. It's called the ACA, American Canoe Association, I believe. but they do a lot of safety days and instruction, and they do a lot of level 1 and level 2, just basic kayak and paddling and basic paddling things, teach people how to kayak. And they do it all over the state every year. That same weekend, last weekend, the weekend before Memorial Day, they do it every year because this past week, or this week, I guess, is National Safe Boating Week. It's a national thing going on. So
yeah. And say for me, I can't imagine kayaking on a lake. If I were going to do that, I'd want to do it on a river.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't know. To me, it just sounds so dangerous getting out on a lake kayaking.
Well, and you say river too. You know, when you say river, we're thinking Red River, but so many people get out on the Cumberland too, and there's barges and big boats out there on the Cumberland too.
Yeah.
But be careful. Like I said, it's gotten so popular since COVID, since 2020. It's gotten so popular because kayaks are relatively inexpensive depending on what you buy. I mean, you can spend $200, you can spend $3,000 on a kayak.
Right.
It's whatever you want to buy, but it's a lot cheaper alternative. So people are buying those instead of boats because they can go fishing easier. It's a huge sport. It really is, and it's grown so much, but. With that rise, though, we have had more deaths. I mean, I worked a couple of deaths last year on kayaks, and we've had some very gruesome deaths on kayaks the last few years. So, where other boats have hit them, so power boats, motor boats.
So get that bicycle flag and put on there. That's what we talked about.
Orange vest, paddle, whatever you can wear.
Something to get you up out of the, just to get some height and something that just says, "Hey, I'm here."
And right now, there's no regulations that they have to have lights on them at night, so you have to. Just be careful if you're out there at night. So you got to have a flashlight with you.
I can't even imagine being out there at night.
It's dumb in my opinion, but I mean, I wouldn't. I don't like being out there in a motorboat at night with lights.
Maybe.
But just you got to have some type of a flashlight or something.
Right.
That if you see a vessel coming towards you, you have to put your light up so they can see you.
Right.
Because you can't see. It's not like you can have the brightest headlights in the world on a lake and you still can't see very well.
Right.
It's just a different atmosphere. But be careful with the boating, like I said, and please come out to the fishing thing at Travis Price. You can register online, I believe, for that. Not get out. But
free fishing though that entire weekend or just that day?
It's free fishing week, I believe now.
Okay.
For kids.
Okay.
Because you don't have to have a license till you're 13 anyway, so it's kind of a weird thing.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, you don't have to have a fishing license till you're 13. We've just always historically done this kids fishing day. So those kids that are 6 years old to 13, they don't even have to have one anyway.
I get you. Okay.
But it's just a fun event regardless.
I got you.
So we have a free hunting day too in August. We'll talk about that later. But
exactly.
Free hunting day in August where you don't have to have a license to hunt. So
very good.
To try to hopefully get people to save that little bit of money if they want to try it out and go from there. So,
did you get your kids the lifetime license?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. It's because my granddaughter and her brothers both all have it in honor of their papa.
Yep.
Because we've talked about him being such a big hunter and sportsman.
There was a couple that came into the office on Friday. I was at the office working Friday, and I walked out into the lobby for a second, and I heard them come in, and they said, "Well, we want to buy a hunting license for our son." And I didn't see the son there. I was like, oh, maybe they're at school just getting us a surprise. Well, then I saw it, and I mean, that baby, they must have just left the hospital. I was like, they just left the hospital and came straight here to buy their hunting license. I thought that was cool.
Funny?
I'm sure they didn't, but that baby couldn't have been more than a couple of days old.
That's
and it
hysterical.
Was teeny tiny, the size of my coffee cup. It was a tiny baby.
And
I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's hysterical. Because you've got until they're like, how?
3 years old. And that's what I did. I waited till 2 months and 11 months, 29 days, or 2 years, 11 months, 29 days almost. Because you got until they're 3 to get it for that cheap price.
How much is it for
$300 now?
$300 up until they're 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then it goes up substantially. For me, right now, it's like $1,800, I think, or $1,600 or $1,700. It's a lot.
About to turn 3 in November.
You make sure.
It's in Jackson.
Yeah, just make sure. Okay. But I just thought that was cool. I was like, that's really neat. That baby couldn't be more than just a couple days old, and they already
That's really cool.
Had them up at the office getting it. Yep.
Well, I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Kaleb Stratton, our district sergeant for Tennessee Wildlife Resources, and we just appreciate you so much coming in. Thank you, and I'm sure Mark will be seeing you, or I'll be seeing you, or something.
I'm hoping he's at school right now, isn't he? Because I got to drop something off to him.
He is. Well, he will. Yeah, he should be. By the time he gets there about 8.
Oh yeah, it's
'Cause
that's right.
He has to
They
drop.
got the
He
bus.
brings the kids in on the bus.
Yeah, that's right.
So you can leave. You could go into the CTE office.
Yeah,
and leave it
Miss
there.
Jody's up
Yeah.
there. So.
Yes. Exactly. So.
All right.
Well,
We'll
we
see you next
appreciate you,
time.
brother. Absolutely. Jess is going to make her way in as I talk about my friends Barry and Rebecca Richards at Exit Prime Realty. I got to hang out with them this weekend, and it's so much fun. They are just, I mean, they're just crazy and fun. And if you're looking for somebody to take care of all of your real estate needs, guys, perfect choice, Barry and Rebecca Richards, because again, you're going to have fun. They're going to teach you something. They'll teach you about real estate. They'll get your home ready to sell, help you get your home ready to sell if that's what you're wanting to do. They'll help you with that free market analysis to make sure that you're pricing it right, because if you don't have it priced right, it's going to just sit there. And also, too, people can't get a loan if you don't have it priced right. You got to make sure all those things are in line. And then you've got, of course, if you're wanting to pre-qualify, they're going to point you in the right direction and help you get pre-qualified, or point you who you need to go to get pre-qualified, because they're going to tell you that if you're going to buy a home, if you're going to go looking for a home, you don't even want to begin to get out there until you know how much home you can buy, because you'll be looking at the wrong properties. They are Cross Plainians. They were at the Cross Plains Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival. They are founding members of that board, founding sponsors of that program, and they do that same kind of stuff all over the community. They are so active in the community. You're going to love working with them. Barry has his brokerage office here in Springfield. Rebecca has her agency office in White House, and together they make Exit Prime Realty. I got to meet Brandy Hastings as well. That's part of the Exit Prime Realty team. And, if you want to be part of the team, we've got some seniors that are graduating and coming out, and they are interested in going into real estate. Barry and Rebecca would love to work with you. And if you happen to still be in high school, there's a state program that will pay for your real estate license. Why don't you reach out to Barry and Rebecca and talk to them about it? You can give them a call at 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424. And whether you're, if you need something here in Robertson County, they specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. And anything that you have that you're looking at when it comes to real estate, buying, selling, or if you want to be a realtor, they are your go-to. Exit Prime Realty, Barry and Rebecca Richards, Brandy Hastings, Exit Prime Realty. When you get in touch with them, let them know U-Turn sent you. Jessica's in the house. Are you ready for summer?
I am.
Yeah, I am too. Well, how are things in your world?
Good.
How's
Just
Tommy?
staying busy. Just all over the place, of course.
He's going to be
He'll be 4 this year.
Yeah, because he's the same age as next to my youngest grandson.
Yep.
So did you get Tommy a lifetime hunting and fishing license?
I did not.
Yeah.
No.
That's something that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
You got to do that by the time they're 3. And I've got a grandson that's about to turn 3 in November, and I'm like, okay.
I had thought about it, and then I
get you.
slipped my mind and
I
didn't
you.
even think about it.
I got you.
When the time came, and after the fact, I was like, oh, yeah.
Oops. I
My
got
bad.
it. I know, I'm really fine. But I just, with you being in law enforcement, I thought that might be something that was on your radar. So from law enforcement, were y'all involved with the bank robbery the other day, or was that a city thing?
That was city.
That's what I figured. It looked like it was all city officers. I didn't think I saw any sheriffs, because we were going on a field trip, and I had a bus full of kids, and those guys, they were flying down through there, and so we were wondering what was going on. But everything's fine. They got him. All that. Don't rob banks. You're going to get stopped. Don't do that. So what do we want to talk about today?
I think we had discussed wanting to just talk about summer safety with that coming up and everything. So I guess two of the things is one is your equipment, with it being springtime and you got your lawnmowers out and you got your big fancy equipments out. Just making sure that you keep those locked up. Don't have them just sitting out visible for everybody to see if you're not using them. Obviously if they're in a shed or anything like that, make sure that is locked up. Try to have your serial numbers written down so that you can provide those to law enforcement if they are taken. Just
Smart water.
Smart water. Yep. So you can always get the smart water. Just contact Detective Terry Morris. He is our agricultural crimes detective, and he can set you up with that. It's just like basically an invisible VIN number.
That just blows my mind. That blows my mind how that works. And
it's fantastic
it's so
and
interesting.
And we've used it before, and we have been able to solve cases and convict because of that.
Amazing? Yeah.
Yeah.
And how important would you say because we have the technology to have cameras and all of that? I have a friend of mine, and I said something about cameras at my house, and she's like, "You have cameras?" I'm like, "I got cameras everywhere now."
Cameras are very important.
And I was like, "Why don't you?" And I'm really stunned because they're very affordable, and as long as you have good Wi-Fi. You can, I can look at my house. I don't care where I'm at.
Yes.
I can pull it up.
Cameras are very beneficial because you can have them on the outside of your property. So you will be able to identify the vehicles that these people came in. You can identify them, what they were wearing, what they look like.
Yeah.
And also the thing is you can put those cameras on the inside. So you can have them in your garage, things like that. And because a lot of times you may have tools or equipment that is stolen in the winter that you wouldn't even realize is gone until springtime comes up when you need it. And the thing is if you have those cameras, you have them set for alerts. So if there's movement or anything like that, you get an alert and you can know right then that something was taken that you probably wouldn't have known for months that it was. And those videos can be provided to law enforcement, and it allows for a much quicker process in hopefully being able to identify and catch them.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the thing. People, I tell people to come fish. We're very thankful and very, we like sharing our property. But I want to know who's there, and so I just, and that way we can keep tabs on it.
Yep.
And make sure somebody's not taking advantage of that. My brother's a working farm and had somebody come in and starting to pilfer around his place, and his cameras alerted him. I truly, guys, when you don't get cameras, it's not expensive. You can, some of them don't even have fees to archive it for a limited period. Some do, but even then, it's cheaper than what you're paying for your your streaming feed for Netflix or whatever.
They're very beneficial for multiple reasons.
The peace of mind that you get, and I used to not like being away from home because I was always like, well, I hope the dog's okay or this or that. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Now one time my dog did eat one of my cameras. It was down a little too long. My big Great Dane.
Yeah.
It made for a funny video. But we have our cat cam up in the top of our barn, up in our barn loft. And we find raccoons and possums helping themselves to our cat food. And Mark, the other day, there's a raccoon that just will not stay out of the cat food. And so he yelled at the raccoon through the camera. And so you can have fun with them is what I'm saying. It's a lot of fun. But so cameras, I'm sorry. I'm so
you're
sleepy
fine.
today, Jessica. I told Kaleb, I said, you can tell when I haven't had enough sleep because I tend to ramble and get scattered. So we're coming up on the end of school, and I think we're all just so tired. Teachers, this is why we take the summer off, y'all. You just have no idea. There's something all the time with the kiddos. We had baccalaureate last night for our Greenbrier kids, and we got graduation tonight, and it's just, but it's great.
It's a
so
busy week.
Fun. When does Tommy start kindergarten?
He'll start pre-K 4.
Pre-K, so yeah.
Well, he's been in pre-K, so he started when he was 2 years old. So he started pre-K 2. So he'll be in pre-K 4 starting August, but he starts kindergarten next year.
Fun. Yep. How fun. That's exciting. I can't believe it. I said I can keep up with his age because of my little grandson, because they're born just a week apart, I think. But it's a fun time. And it is a fun time for kiddos, but you've got to make sure What would you say are the biggest safety concerns with families and kids right now? Would you, from a sheriff's office, do y'all have like a safety protocol that you talk to people? And I'm putting you on the spot.
No,
with
you're
this,
fine.
But what would you, do you have like a safety protocol that you tell people when you got little ones, these are the things you need to think about that you might not think about?
Yeah, I mean, it's really not a protocol. It's just kind of safety tips of what we normally do. But, always have your children in sight. Don't let them. I mean, I know we don't live back in the days when your kids could just go out and you don't see them for forever.
Yeah.
And I would say I probably tend to be a helicopter mom anyways.
Yeah.
But I like to be close to my son when he's out playing. So I mean, people, if they have the phones, you can have those Life 360 apps thing to where you're able to help track them. If they're driving, just make sure that they really understand the responsibility of being a driver.
Right.
And they know consequences of what happens if, you drink and drive. Anything like that. Just all sorts of safety tips in regard. It depends on the age. Every age bracket's is going to be different because obviously when they're teenagers, they're going to be out and about. So, just hope that you're teaching them safety first of, don't drink, don't do drugs, know your surroundings, maybe have like a safe word that you text your parents if you're in an uncomfortable situation and you need to be picked up, and that family knows if they send, this phrase or this word, we know.
You need to come get me.
Yes.
You need to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's just such a great, that's a really great point because so many kids don't want to be in a situation where they feel like, okay, I don't want to be the tattletale of the bunch or whatever, but I got to get out of this situation. And they can always be like, well, my parents tracked me, so there's always a way out to give them a comfortable way to step away from a situation. And that's a conversation you need to have with your kids, and you need to have it when they're young. My oldest grandson's going to be 10. He's turning double digits. It's just going like that.
Yeah.
As they say, the days are long, but the years are short. And you can't wait on these conversations. You got to have these with these kiddos.
And I think the biggest thing is don't leave your children in hot cars.
Oh, man.
You would think that goes without saying, but that is, do not do that. Even if you think you're going to be somewhere for 2 seconds, you don't realize the temperature change that it is. Don't don't do it.
And it's so amazing too that people, because we're busy, when you have parents that take turns picking up kids sometimes, and that will happen, and they forget. When you got little ones, make it a policy. I don't care if a kid's not in there. Turn around, look in your car, and just make sure, because you get distracted and you forget. And you got to be present when you're present with your kids. And I think that's probably one of the biggest things I see. I see kids walking across parking lots, mom or dad on the phone, and the kid's like, and it's just, being present when you're present with your kids is just huge. But and I want to talk about too, to kind of jump subjects. I see this big billboard. Join our team. Yep. So you're recruiting. I thought y'all were pretty much staffed.
We were. Okay. In law enforcement, you're always going to have turnover. Sure. There's always going to be openings. Okay. That's just standard. But we do have corrections openings, and then we also have court officer openings. And the court officer openings, you become post-certified. We'll send you to the academy. So you can actually apply for the court officer position even if you're not post-certified right now.
Okay.
So you can apply as a civilian who is not post-certified, and we will send you to the academy for that.
Awesome. That's really cool. And this is something, guys, I had one of my students that graduated early last year, went straight into work with sheriff's office, and he also we've talked a little bit about him, but He's joined the Guard, I guess, now, and doing military too, I think. We'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, we had talked about it prior. And
Okay.
and you know who I'm talking about, but we won't call his name.
Yeah.
But and I know a young man that's working with y'all that grew up with my kids that's part of recruiting now. And they love it. They all just love it. It's a great place to work. You've got a family atmosphere. You've been there how many years?
2013.
Okay.
So,
Wait a
yep.
minute.
Yep. So 13 years.
13 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
We,
you progressed, just like you said. There's correction.
I started out in
opening.
corrections.
Yeah. And I mean, you're a poster child for the pathway to your career.
And there's so many positions. Yeah, I mean, we have this saying to where, you can work for 30 years and you can change your job every 5 years at the sheriff's office and still not work every position there.
Wow.
So, especially if you're the kind of person who, they get bored pretty easy or, they want to work something especially with how people are nowadays, they want to work somewhere for a couple years and then they'll move on to the next thing. Yeah. And that's totally fine. But at the sheriff's office, you can do that, but you're able to stay there. You're able to get your tenure. You're able to get your pay raises. You can get your promotions. You can you got your benefits. You got your retirement. You got all of that while you're still able to change up your jobs there. So, I mean, it's the best of both worlds. We have everything under the sun there. We've got the specialized units. We have... If you want to work with kids, we got SROs, we got detectives, we got different types of detectives. We've got, the SWAT team, we have the negotiations team. If you want to work with a dog, we have the K9 unit. If you like patrol, we have the patrol unit. And in corrections, I mean, you got booking officers and facility training officers, and then you got your ranks in there, and then you got your administration. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Yeah.
Well, so what would you tell people? Because we have these conversations with Mark working with criminal justice, and I hear conversations that he has. He's like, well, I was talking to this kid about whatever, and he will have kids that want to be in forensics or they want to be a detective. So, what would be a practical answer he could give those kids for if they want to come straight out of high school saying they want to be a detective? How long would it take them? Theoretically,
I mean, it just depends.
Depends on the person, I know. But they're no joke, and they're buttoned up, and they got it going on.
It depends. It depends on the agency,
Gotcha.
Because the smaller the agency, the longer it's going to take. It just depends, because you have to have an opening.
That's what I was
for it.
Say. And so, how many detectives do you have in the sheriff's office?
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably about 13.
Oh, wow. That's more than I
say,
thought.
yeah.
Really, quite frankly.
That's one.
Okay. So, but they've got to have one that retires or goes to a different job, and then when that opening comes up, then you can apply for it. What about, because we have a lot of kids want to do forensics. What about that? Do you have a forensics?
We do not. We don't have forensics.
I didn't think you did.
Yeah.
And, and with that said, I'll tell you what I was telling Kaleb. I had a field trip. I don't know. You may have heard us talking. Did you hear me talking about this?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, we had a field trip at my house on Friday because we've got right there at the creek and all this, and we've got just a lot of diverse scenery and stuff. So I took my kids out there to play around with outside lighting. I had them take pictures and play with shadows and all this kind of stuff. And it was mainly just to get them outside,
Yeah.
And so Mark was saying, I need to bring my criminal justice kids out there and we could set up a crime scene. And do an investigation. He goes, oh, we can do that. We'll set up a crime scene and y'all can be the media. And so we thought, oh my gosh, this would be fun. And we could get law enforcement involved. Would that be something that y'all would come out and talk to the kids? Something like that? Does that sound like something y'all would be interested in doing? Because just coming out on sending an officer out or something to talk to the kids about it.
Definitely something that we could look into.
Okay, but doesn't that sound like fun? I mean, I think because I was telling Kaleb, I said, because we have criminal justice at Springfield and at Greenboro now, and we could combine those two programs, and we also have audio video at Springfield, and combine those programs, bring a bunch of kids out, and just make a field day of it, talking about the kind of things that both programs do in a more practical scenario. But anyway, I just thought, who would I talk to? Would it be you to get the wheels rolling on that, or who would I talk to try to get that approved?
I mean, it would really depend on what you're wanting. So you could just send me what you're looking for, and
then we can
see what we can do.
Basically,
who the best agency would be to.
Because basically, what we're looking at, we're wanting to do it each semester, and again, we haven't gotten this approved by our teachers or anything, or our administration or anything. But it's just an idea we were floating, and but it would be just to have officers there, just to talk to the kids about careers and stuff like that. So it wouldn't be them being, doing it, because they have the kiddos, the training and the curriculum that goes along with criminal justice has labs that go along with that. So they would do all that kind of stuff. But just always, anytime you can have an officer there that can just kind of reinforce, hey, this is what I do. It's always good with the kids. Anytime I can bring somebody in with audio and video production, it's just like I talk all the time about Steve Beischer out at Ball State, that's a 5-time Grammy Award-winning sound engineer.
Yeah.
So when the kids can talk to somebody who's done the work, sometimes it helps clarify that's what I want to do, or maybe I don't know if I want to do that. Maybe that's not for me.
Yeah.
So being able to talk to officers is so vital, I think, in these career and technical education programs. But anyway, I digress. I had talked to Kaleb about it, and I was wondering about it. Let me do my break, and we'll come back and think about anything else that we need to talk about. Okay, so now we need to talk about our sponsor. We need to talk about Valor Mortgage, you guys. Chris Armentrout, they have an office just a couple of doors down from the new cinema, the new theater that we have. It's actually the old theater that's getting rehabbed. But Chris will tell you, here is the thing. Got the office there and you can pop in, but they're out and about. He and his experienced loan officers, they're going to be out taking care of folks. So best thing to do is to call and make an appointment. 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or you can go to valor.mortgage, valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today. This is something I was talking about. When you're wanting to work with somebody like Barry and Rebecca, they're going to tell you, you got to get pre-approved. You can't do anything until you get pre-approved when it comes to looking for a home, because you don't know what's going to work into your budget. Valor Mortgage can help you do that. They want to make sure you're not a number. You get on these 1-800 numbers, guys, and they're wanting you to check your credit or check your equity or whatever. You are going to get just absolutely inundated with spam the minute you get in there, because you become just another number. This is a local mortgage company. Valor Mortgage, they are in the business of VA loans, FHA loans. They've got conventional and jumbo financing, all the tools to get you to the closing table. They believe that every home buyer deserves a team in their corner, and their experienced loan officers are going to work to get the right mortgage solution for you. And they're not just in the business of mortgages. They are wanting to make home ownership possible for everyone, but they're also an investment. If you're wanting to maybe buy another piece of property and do some rental, maybe you're wanting to get some equity out, or maybe you're wanting to refi. I talked with Brian Pooley. As soon as he found out I was working with Chris, he says, oh my goodness, he got my refi done and it didn't take me any time at all. He took care of everything. It was the easiest thing I've ever done. Saved me a couple of points on my interest. That's what they do at Valor Mortgage. Again, the number, 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage, valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today. Because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Buy with confidence, buy with Valor. Valor Mortgage, NMLS 1210804, DBA of Encore Lending Group, NMLS 1249911, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval, rates and terms subject to change without notice, not a commitment to lend. And tell them U-Turn sent you. Jessica Drake, by the way, I don't even think I told him who you are. I just assume everybody knows you. Jessica Drake is our public information officer for the sheriff's office. That's who this person is. So officially, thank you. Right here at the end, do the official introduction. What are we missing? What did you bring that you want?
So I was gonna say we had our law enforcement memorial ceremony
yes.
last week. Last Monday. It was a great turnout again. And it was to just honor and dedicate the law enforcement officers who have died in the line of duty. For the sheriff's office, we have had 4 since 1931. So we have been very blessed that we have such a great community that we work for, and such a safe community.
Yes, for sure.
That we work
when was
for.
the last one? How?
1997 for Cross Plains Police Department.
Okay. And and I don't think I was around here. What happened? I don't know.
Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on that one. And it's just things that happen. You know, when you're driving past law enforcement on the side of the road, traffic accidents happen. I've covered, in my traffic days, I covered terrible things that happened because an officer pulled a car over and you guys don't slow down. And that's what prompted the move over laws and things. Because I can remember when those got passed, move over and slow down and all that. You gotta keep them safe out there, guys. But well, that's great. And we talked about it last week. And but anything else you want to talk about?
We've got a great camp coming up.
Oh, yes.
We do that every year. It's first week of June, and that's where we have students come out, and it's pretty much like a week of day camp, and we get them involved in all sorts of activities that they probably, have never been able to experience before. But the biggest thing is it gets them outside, fresh air, no electronics, and just being able to socialize and have fun and learn new activities. And every day is a different type of kind of learning things. So like one day would be communication. Another day is like team building, something that you can build upon to really help with their skills and becoming productive members of society once they're older.
And it's so funny because we put in RSROs. They sent me all of the information on it because they wanted volunteers, and so we put it in the news. And I guess it was Sergeant Rippey sent me a bunch of pictures, and this giant fish I caught last year. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Oh my goodness, that thing was as long as my arm, and I'm not kidding. And the kids you could just tell the kids were having so much fun.
They love
with those
it.
pictures
Yep.
that they sent me. And we did we had it in our news for week after week to get volunteers because this is a way for kids to earn Tennessee Promise hours about how they can come out. But do you still need any volunteers? Or because I thought we just about had all the volunteers you needed. Do you know?
I think so. I think they've got it because we had so many students apply this year. I didn't even have to. I didn't have to post it on Facebook.
Oh, that's great.
Because I had asked Deputy Baum who coordinates it all. I said, "Hey, do I need to because I always ask him at the beginning of the May. Do I need to post on?"
I didn't know that Deputy Baum was the coordinator. Okay, I gave Sergeant Rippey credit. I'm sorry. Anyway,
Well, all the
he's one of our
SROs are
He's one
part
of
of
our
that.
SROs.
So they're there, they work it. Deputy Baum's the one who
I'm sorry.
puts it all together.
I'm sorry, Deputy Baum.
But I'll reach out to him usually the beginning of every May and be like, "Hey, do I need to post this to see if we can get some?" Because it's always offered through the schools first.
Sure.
And if there's openings left over, we'll post it on Facebook for the community. And he was like, "No."
Yeah.
He was like,
Because
"We're at
we hit it in the news hard. I
was like, "Okay."
And he sent me all those pics, and I love that one of the fish. That just blew my mind. That was a monster, man.
It's pretty amazing because we went from, having to post it because we couldn't get enough students. And the past couple years, each year we've had more and more kids than we had before. And I think right now we're at like 120 and it's like, we can't, we can't take anymore. It's fantastic. It really is a huge compliment, and just shows how great of a program it
bet.
is.
It really is. You can.
We
just
really
see
don't
it.
even have to advertise it anymore, which is fantastic.
I just got such a kick out of the pictures, though. 'Cause you could just see the absolute blast. The kids that were attending were just enthralled, and the volunteer kids were just into it. And just from when you can see that in a still image, you know you got something. Because in video you can show stuff, but when you can see it in a still picture,
They get so excited.
Yeah, they do. That's cool. I'm glad you mentioned that. And tell them the dates on that again.
This year it's from June 1st to June 5th, and usually on Facebook towards the afternoon, I'll usually do a recap of the day.
Fun.
Yeah, like this is what we did today with some pictures and everything
That's
like
great.
that.
Well, very good. Jessica Drake, Public Information Officer for the Sheriff's Office. And we are in an election, but fortunately not opposed. So there you go.
Yep.
Makes it a lot easier, don't it?
Yes.
Oh, it's a lot easier.
And I believe he is the first sheriff to ever be unopposed 2 times in a row, which is fantastic.
Congratulations, Sheriff
Yes.
Van Dyke. Well, he's a pretty good old guy, so we
Yes.
like him. I mean, that's the thing. He's
a great sheriff.
Yeah, he really is, and I loved running for office just to get to know some of the folks like him because he was running for the first time when I was out running for Congress, and you get to know people on the campaign trail, and it's fun. He's just a great guy. Well, y'all have got a great department, and I appreciate you coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. Tomorrow, we've got Mayor Vogel should be coming on in here. And so I'll reach out to him, make sure he's going to still be in. And it is his day tomorrow. And I hope you'll join us as well right here on 1100 WSGI. I got to get to school. Graduation tonight for Greenbrier. Congratulations to our 2026 graduates. And happy birthday again, Anderson, my granddaughter, turning 6 today. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mama and Papa. I love you lots. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day.